Dear students, I have come with a new module, module 22, module 23. This is computation of house rent allowance. This is module 23, computation of house rent allowance. Now, what is house rent allowance? When I explain allowance, I have mentioned that this we have to learn as a separate module. So this section you have to remember under section 13, under section 10 you know that exemption 13A. This section for HRA is very important. 10 is the exempted income. Now HRA computation is divided into three. HRA, three divisions. One is HRA is fully taxable. HRA is fully taxable. HRA exempted. HRA partially taxable. Partially taxable. So these three classifications. Now, when HRA is fully taxable, when employee is living in his own house, see house rent allowance, the term rent is important. When he is living in his own house, he is not paying any rent, so he is not eligible. Or if the employee is living in a house for which he is not paying any rent. Imagine you got a job after your graduation. You are living with your parents or your relative's house. You are not paying any rent. That meaning, in this case also, you cannot claim HRA. It will be fully taxable. When you are paying rent only, you can claim this allowance. If the rent does not exceed 10% of salary, that I have to explain with the problem. Now, HRA is fully exempted in the case of High Court and Supreme Court judges. Now, HRA is partially taxable. This we have to explain. So, section 10(13)(a) is important. Now, the computation partially taxable, actual HRA received. Actual HRA received, we will write here. Less exempt least of the following. First one you have to remember, if he is living in metro cities, 50% of salary. That is Mumbai, Calcutta, Delhi and Chennai. So 50% of salary if he is living in metro cities. Non-metro cities, it is 40% of salary. Non-metro cities. Now third is actual HRA received. Third is actual HRA received. Fourth is excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. So excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. So least value you will take, you will reduce. This will be the exempted value. This will be the exempted value. Actual minus exempted will be the taxable value. So this is the computation. This computation is important. In exam you can expect questions. Important points. Salary includes basic salary plus DA, dearness allowance, or DP, dearness pay, if it enters into service benefits, plus commission on turnover achieved by him. Now one more important point you have to remember, it's not necessary that 12 months full financial year he will be staying in rented house or not staying in rented house. In the problem it will be mentioned how many months he lived in rented house. So that only will be considered. Say for example 12 months he stayed in a rented house only for 6 months. So this computation will be restricted to 6 months. So you have to remember, so the salary is taken for the period for which rented accommodation is occupied by the employee during the previous year. Now first problem, simple computation. Any problem when you are doing, title is important. Title is important. So first one is, A is employed in Bangalore on a monthly salary of 30,000 per month. Employer is paying HRA of 3,500 per month. Actual rent paid by the employee is 5,000 per month. He is getting 2% commission on turnover achieved by him, that is 15 lakhs. Calculate his gross salary. So first thing is salary for computation we have to calculate. So what is the salary? 30,000 into 12. 3,60,000 plus DA is not there, 15 lakhs turnover into 2%. So that is 30,000 into 15,000 into 2 by 100, another 30,000. So that is total 3,90,000 is the gross salary. So salary for computation is 3,90,000 for this computation. Now it's very simple to calculate. So you have to remember. See, the question is compute his gross salary, not the computation of HRA. When you are reading the question, I always request the students to read the question properly. So some students will consider that only HRA computation. So they will not get the full marks. You have to see that computation is for gross salary. So average salary we computed. Now we have to calculate taxable HRA. Then third step is gross salary. So gross salary, how you calculate? Actual HRA received. Actual HRA received 3,500 into 12. This is the actual HRA received. So how much is the value? 42,000. 42,000. Now let's exempt least of the following. He's living in Bangalore. It's non-metro city. So 40% of 40 by 100 into 3,90,000. 3,90,000. So that value is 40% of salary, 1,56,000. 1,56,000. Second is actual HRA received. Actual HRA received 42,000. Now, excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Rent paid by him is 5,000 into 12. That is 60,000. Our salary is 3,90,000. 10% is 39,000. So 21,000. So the least value is this 21,000. So here 21,000 you have to reduce. This is the exempted value, and taxable is 42,000 minus 21,000. So 21,000 is taxable. So this is the first problem. It's very simple computation. Now gross salary is the question. So now how you calculate gross salary? Title you have to change accordingly. Now this table, title will be table showing the computation of gross salary. Salary is 30,000 into 12, basic salary. So that is 3,60,000. 3,60,000. Now commission he has received 30,000. Commission 30,000. Taxable HRA 21,000. 21,000. So total is gross salary. Gross salary is equal to 4,11,000. Outer column you have to write. So this we completed the first problem. Now second problem. It's very simple computation. First one is basic salary. Compute the gross salary of Mr. A. Here also you have to remember it's not only HRA, gross salary. Basic salary 35,000 per month. DA at the rate of 10,000 per month. It is not mentioned whether it's entering into retirement benefits. So you should not include in the salary part. CCA, City Compensatory Allowance 2,000 per month. HRA 10,000 per month. Commission on turnover achieved by him 6,000. He is living in his own house. That meaning it is fully taxable. So first thing is we have to calculate the gross salary. We have to calculate the salary for his salary. We have to calculate his salary for the computation of HRA. HRA, then it's fully taxable. So we can skip that step and we can go to directly the computation of gross salary. Because HRA is fully taxable. So title, table showing the computation of gross salary of Mr. A. So first one, his basic salary. Basic salary 35,000 into 12. Into 12. The value is 4,20,000. 4,20,000. Second is DA. DA 10,000 into 12. 1,20,000. Third is CCA. 2,000 into 12. 24,000. 24,000. And his HRA. HRA is 10,000 per month. Fully taxable because he is living in his own house. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Then commission 6,000. Commission 6,000. So gross salary is equal to, adding all this, 5,82,000. So here no need to calculate HRA because HRA is fully taxable. Now we are changing the question. If Mr. A is living in a rented house at Delhi and DA enters into pay for retirement benefits and rent paid by him is 15,000 per month. So this we have to calculate. So rented accommodation, then partially taxable, then DA is entering into retirement benefits. So the first step is salary for the computation of HRA we have to take. So salary for the computation of HRA. Salary for the computation of HRA. Basic salary 35,000 into 12. 35,000 into 12. That is 4,20,000. 4,20,000. Now here DA is entering into retirement benefits. DA 10,000 into 12. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Third is commission he has received 6,000. 6,000. So total salary for the computation of HRA is 5,46,000. This is the value we have to take for computing HRA. Now we have to calculate HRA computation. Now we have to do HRA computation. HRA computation is actual HRA received. Actual, that is 10,000 into 12. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Now less exempt least of the following. This is metro city. So he will get 50%. 50 by 100 into the salary we calculated 5,46,000. 5,46,000. The value is 2,73,000. 2,73,000. Second is actual HRA received. Actual, it is 1,20,000. Now third is excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Rent paid is 15,000. 15,000 into 12. That is equal to 15,000 into 12 is 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Now minus 10% of salary, 5,46,000. 54,600. So the value is 1,25,400. 1,25,400. Now the least value is 1,20,000. So this is the exempted value. 1,20,000. So taxable HRA is nil. This is exempted. This is exempted value. This is taxable. Actual minus exempted 0. Now we have to calculate the gross salary. Computation, gross salary, basic salary, that is 35,000 into 12. 35,000 into 12. Basic salary, total gross salary includes everything. All taxable, 4,20,000. HRA is nil. HRA is nil. Third is DA, 10,000 into 12. 10,000 into 12. 1,20,000. 1,20,000. CCA, 2,000. 2,000 into 12, 2,40,000, 24,000, 24,000. Then commission 6,000. Commission 6,000. So gross salary is equal to, adding all this, 5,70,000. So this you have to calculate. You have to read the question properly and see what they have asked. Now, again, living in a rented house. The same question, living in a rented house at Bangalore and DA is not entering into retirement benefits and rent paid by him is 10,000 per month. So here you have to calculate basic salary same. First is salary for computation of HRA. So base salary will come and commission will come because DA is not entering. Commission 6,000. So salary for computation is 4,26,000. This is salary for computation of HRA, 4,26,000. Now, computation of HRA. HRA meaning actual HRA received. Actual HRA received. Actual HRA received is 1,20,000, 10,000 per month. Less exempt least of the following. So he is working in Bangalore, that meaning non-metro city, 40%, 40 by 100 into first point. The salary we calculated 4,20,000, 4,26,000. So 40% of this is 1,70,400. 1,70,400. Second is actual value received. Actual is 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Then excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. He is paying 15,000. He is paying a rent of 10,000 per month. So that meaning 10 into 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000. Now 10% of salary 42,600. When you reduce this, you will get 77,400. 77,400. Now here your least value is 77,400. This will be exempted and taxable value will be 42,600. Now here also you have to calculate the gross salary. Gross salary, you have to remember basic salary, that is 35,000 into 12, 4,20,000. DA, here whether it's entering into retirement benefits or not, gross salary includes DA, CCA, everything. The other computation is for salary for the computation of HRA. Don't get confused. So DA 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000. CCA 2,000 into 12, 24,000. HRA 42,600 and commission 6,000. So total gross salary is 6,12,600. Now the last problem, one more problem. This computation is, this problem is about employees not living for the full year in the rented house. So here, this is important. Only for the period he stayed in the rented house, HRA is eligible. Otherwise, it will be fully taxable. So here you have to remember, compute the gross salary of Mr. J working in Delhi from the following particulars. Salary 28,000 per month. DA 10,000 per month. It's not entering into retirement benefits. Bonus 28,000. He was living with his father without paying any rent and was getting HRA at the rate of 10,000 per month. From 1/12/24, that meaning December 1st, 24, he has shifted to a rented accommodation and was paying a rent of 15,000 per month. So he is eligible for HRA only December, January and March, February and March, only for 4 months. His HRA is also increased to 12,000 from that date. His salary is due on the last day of the month. So you have to remember, 8 months HRA is fully taxable, 4 months it's partially taxable. DA is not entering into retirement benefits. So his salary we have to calculate 28,000 per month. 28,000 per month, 4 months the salary for computation of HRA is, DA is not there, bonus we don't have to consider. So total salary 1,12,000. Now if you compute HRA, actual HRA received, actual he is getting 12,000 into 4. Actual is equal to 12,000 into 4, 48,000. 48,000. Now let's exempt least of the following. So here you have to remember 50% of salary because it's a metro city. 50 by 100 into 1,12,000. 1,12,000. The salary we calculated 28,000 into 4. So the value is 56,000. 56,000. Second is the actual value. This is 48,000. Now excess of rent paid over 10% of salary. Rent paid is 15,000 into 4. 15,000 into 4. 60,000 minus 10% of salary. 11,200. So that meaning the value is 48,000.